بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين وأفضل الصلاة وأتم التسليم على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. اللهم علمنا ما ينفعنا وانفعنا بما علمتنا وزدنا علما. اللهم لا سهل إلا ما جعلته سهلا وأنت تجعل الحزن إذا شئت سهلا. سبحانك لا علم لنا إلا ما علمتنا إنك أنت العليم الحكيم. أسأل الله تبارك وتعالى أن يجعل نياتنا خالصة لوجهه الكريم. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله تعالى وبركاته. In our efforts to spread knowledge, to teach al-Islam, we have to have sound methodology. We have to have sound methodology. And I should say sound Sunni. Sound Sunni methodology. I'm going to touch on some things because we're waiting to our reader to get back home so we can resume our classes from they traveled. But we need sound Sunni methodology. So among the issues that we're faced with, besides the struggle as a community that we have to do, just in education and economics and community building, that's one struggle. But then we have the struggle of knowledge, Islamic knowledge and Islamic learning. Many of us have not had the opportunity to learn Islam in a classical, structured manner. We just didn't have the availability for that. So we learned, through books, through the local imam who may not have been trained properly Islamically in education, just filling in what he has to do. May Allah reward them all. But what we need to develop is sound Sunni methodology in acquiring Islamic knowledge. We must have it. So there are priorities of learning, and then there is structured methodology of learning that we must acquire and we must adhere to. In terms of priority of what we should learn, priority, we can't be all over the place. We have to have priorities in learning and what knowledges and what Islamic sciences we learn first. The first three Islamic sciences that we must learn, and some of us must master them. All of us must know about them and have a portion of them, but some of us must master them. Number one, Ilm al-Aqidah, the science of the Islamic creed. That's the first priority. Every one of us must have a valid, correct belief in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and his messenger and the issues of the creed that the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam conveyed. That is a non-negotiable item. And we can't be ignorant in that. every one of us must know the proper belief. It's a must. So there needs to be a concentrated effort of mastery in these areas, or proficiency. If it's not mastery, proficiency in the areas of the creed. It's not sufficient that I know the belief just for myself in our time for what we need to do for our people. That's not sufficient. I got it in my heart, but I don't know it. I can't express it. We need all of us, because of the condition, to be able in a decent manner express the Islamic creed, be able to convey it, right? And then there needs to be some of us who are able to defend the Islamic creed when confronted with false and invalid creeds. Whether they're false and invalid creeds that are pushed in the name of Islam, or they're from other faith traditions that contradict Islam and the correct belief, we need to know how to explain and defend the creed. So some of us have to go to another level. Is this clear? So that's why in the creed, we are Ash'ari or Maturidi. Now, for us, we can't afford to be all over the place even in that. So the foundational creed that we're teaching and the methodology is the methodology of the Ash'aris. So we are Ash'ari in creed. When we say we are Ash'ari in creed, that includes the Maturidi, the Maturidiyah. So I want everyone to put it, fill it up. We are Ash'ari in creed. If you don't know what we're talking about, you can ask. We are Ash'ari in creed. I keep forgetting, it's a 20-second delay. So if you're Maliki, all Malikis are Ash'ari. The only ones that's going to have it is Hanafis, and they are Maturidis, and I'm going to discuss that after you fill this up with we are Ash'ari in creed. It's a reason. Fill it up. It's more people. Everybody put it. Facebook, YouTube, everybody. We are Ash'ari in creed. I'm sending messages. I need your help. I'm sending messages. I need your help. Put it up. Stop being lazy. It's too many lazy people. Put it up. Abu Muwadda, I didn't ask you to put Hanafi Madhab, Maturidi, and Creed. We already said, if you say Ash'ari, Maturidi is included. Abu Muwadda, put we are Ash'ari and Creed. Don't contradict us for no reason. It's already understood. Put we are Ash'ari and Creed. Barakallahu bikum. We don't need rogue soldiers. We at war. You know, Ash'ari and Maturidi are nafsun wahida. They're one self. Oh, you missing? No, it's important. We at war and you just don't know it. You can't be all over the place. We have to have some structure. And when I say war, I don't mean we're fighting with weapons. It's a fighting of ideas. Why do I put that? So that everyone who sees when they come on, they know where we at. There's no guesswork, right? And that becomes a fortress for us, right? No, they're Ash'ari. They're clear about that. It ain't even a hesitated thought. They're Ash'ari. Go look on their pages. I am Ash'ari. I am Ash'ari. That's right. No doubt. So that's one. Now, when we say we're Ash'ari, we understand that simultaneous, equal with the Ash'aris, are al-Maturidiyya. But in our communities, there are not many Maturidis. The only Maturidis would be Hanafi. And those Hanafi people, without teachers, will never know the Maturidi school. It's just a claim. So you need teachers, right? So that's another thing. And there are not many Maturidi teachers that know Maturidi books. There are plenty of Ash'aris that teach Ash'ari books. So there's going to come a time where we need real Maturidis that know the books of the Maturidiyya and can explain them among us, right? Because here's the catch, and I keep saying it. My main concentration is the empowerment, the upliftment, and the education of Black Americans. Though I'm reaching others, and I'm definitely in support of others learning, but my focus is to raise up a people who are totally disenfranchised. That's my mission. I'm not apologetic about it. That doesn't mean I'm ignoring nobody else, but I'm concentrating on a certain segment of the Muslim nation. That's where my mind is at. That's where my focus is at. Is that clear for everyone? Do y'all do understand that's my mindset, and that's how I think, and that's my focus, and that's my direction. Y'all do realize that, right? I hope I'm not sending the wrong message to someone and they're gathering something about me that's not real. I can't feed your family while mine is starving. I can't build your house while mine is burning down. That's just real. And if we're one ummah, then we should be helping one another. When we see a deficiency, we should all come to aid to lift that up. So if I'm well off, I'm going to be there for you. If I'm in a good condition, I'm going to be there for you. I'm going to nurse you back to health. I'm not going to say I'm okay and you handle yourself. No, I'm going to help you, right? So that's where we at with that. right? So that's one thing, right? Tell them, Abu Muwadda, that they need to be more active. People don't know about them. They need to get more active. They need to get busy. I don't know what they're doing, but I never heard of them, and a lot of people never heard of them. They need to start working more. They need to be more public. They need to get out and spread Ahl Sunnah and be strong. They need to get to work. They need to be more visual. We need to see them. We need to hear them. Tell you, that's the aspect of the creed, right? That's the aspect of the creed. Now, follow me, there are relied upon famous books and texts and poems that explain the Ash'ari Creed. All of us must become familiar with them, right? It can't be just a vague thing. I'm Ash'ari, but I don't know what that means. La, you need to study the well-known, famous, relied upon books and poems that explain and elucidate the Ash'ari Creed. As well as the Maturidi Creed, you need to know the well-known books of those scholars of the madhab of al-Maturidiyya, and you must learn them well. So when someone says, I follow this madhab, they know where it's taken from. It's taken from. These are the main reliable books in creed, and these are the scholars and teachers who I learned from their route. We got to step it up, right? It's very important. We've studied, if y'all don't realize it, we've studied Ash'ari and Maturidi. Hold on one second, my battery's dying. I'm sorry, I had to charge my phone, my computer. We've studied Ash'ari and Maturidi books in Aqidah already. And we're going to continue. So you just follow the books we studied, you'll have all that. So we studied Aqidah Tahawiyah by Al-Ghaznawi, which was Maturidi and Ash'ari in it. We studying now with Sheikh Walid, Tahawiyah by Al-Maidani, which is Maturidi. So we're already studying, and we're going to continue to study books. So right now, you have the basic creed. All you got to do is study your notes well. Those who study with Imam Amin, even those books of the Shaykh, all of those are Ash'ari and creed. All of them are Ash'ari and creed. All of them. And the Maturidi aspects were in the books we studied already. We finished them from cover to cover. Sheikh Wali will be finished next week. So you covered 2 books from Maturidi scholars explaining the Tahawiyah. We already did it. So all you got to do is study well. And we're going to study more. We'll have that. But Ahl Sunnah are the Ash'aris and Maturidis. That's it. That's what we need to focus on. Are there other valid creeds? Of course. But we're not going to focus on some sidebar, rare. We got to get out of that. This is an established methodology. That's what we're following. And if you're looking forward to know more about the Ash'aris, we're reading this book. All of us should have it. We are reading that book now. If y'all could put the link for that book in there. Leslie, put the link for this book inside the chat for them. Oh, it's there. Isla put it already. So Isla, replace that again so they can see it, repost it. That's in the creed, right? And I'm sorry. So in the creed, we're going to have to follow the way of Ahl Sunnah. Why? We need to be unified on the creed. And the other thing, is we're going to have to distinguish what is the Ash'ari creed or the Maturidi creed than some group. Listen to what I said. You're going to have to distinguish between what is the Ash'ari creed and the Maturidi creed than some group, some organization that uses the Ash'ari creed or the Maturidi creed for their own purposes. You got to distinguish that. Now, what do I mean by that? You have Sunni groups that don't care about black people. They are Ash'ari, but they don't care about black people at all. So they use Ash'ari creed, but they're going to subjugate you if you follow them. Did you hear what I said? There are groups that are Ash'ari, that are Maturidi, organizations, communities, but they don't care about black people. So you're going to them the knowledge and they're going to subjugate you. Let's not fall for that trap. So we got to know what is the Ash'ari creed, what is the Maturidi creed, and stick to that, not necessarily some organization that's using that to capture you. Did y'all understand what I just said? I want to know if y'all followed me in that. Do you understand what I'm saying? Some of our people believe, some of our African American people, black people believe, if I don't follow this specific group, if I don't adhere to this specific group, I'm going to be lost. They're the only ones with the truth. That is a fallacy. Some of us believe that. Only this sheikh, if I don't follow this sheikh, I don't follow this organization, I'm going to be lost. That is a fallacy. That is a lie. And they use religion to trap black people like that. If you know what is Ash'ari, what is the way of the Maturidi, you know creed, you can separate what is the creed from what is your politics. What is the creed and what is your politics? There's a difference, right? So you have that, and that's how cults start. The cult will use an outward form to attract you, but in reality, they're not even focusing on that. They got their own agenda that's just used to bring you in. Right? That's important. So the creed, right, is not about Masjid Muhammad. Masjid Muhammad is Ash'ari. As an organization, right, we have our objectives, right? We are Ash'ari in creed. You don't have to just need Masjid Muhammad to learn Ash'ari creed. You don't need Imam Amin Muhammad to do that. The Ash'ari creed was before Masjid Muhammad and Imam Amin. Do me a favor, y'all. We don't got to get in names because names is not learning. Calling names don't help you learn. We don't got to do that. Seriously, we don't have to do that. Sitting around calling names is not learning. We need to learn. And it doesn't matter who the group is, we need to learn. So don't do that. Don't call names. It's no need. If there is a real need, then we'll do it. But there's no real need. There's no real need for that at all. Because our focus is what? Us, not the ones who don't care about us. Our focus is to build us up, to educate us, to empower us. So we don't need, they're irrelevant in the context of what we actually have to do, right? So just do me a favor. Don't put no names. Don't do that. Our scholars, put this, Isla, put it up, type it for me. Our scholars say, if you can't learn from an indication, a clear expression will do you no good. If you cannot learn, or you could say benefit from an indication, a clear expression will do you no good. So the indication is there. The one who benefits from the indication, you don't need a clear expression. It's well known, right? And I'm about education. I'm not about name calling. I'm about educating you, right? I'm wasting my time name calling. If I call a name, it's for a real purpose. Other than that, just learn. Right? So the indication is there. You know the qualities, you know the characteristics. And that applies to whoever it is, not a specific group or organization. Whoever has those characteristics it applies to. It doesn't matter, right? Doesn't matter what their name is. Whoever has these characteristics, it applies to them. Now, your job is to recognize who has those characteristics, right? That's your job, to recognize who has those characteristics. Who's Ahl Sunnah and obviously don't care about black people? Who say they're Ash'ari and obviously don't, or Maturidi, or Maliki, or Hanafi, or Shafi, and they don't care about black people? All you gotta do is watch them. It'll tell you, oh, that's one of them. That's it. Listen, that's why I said what I said. We need our own organizations, then we don't have to have that discussion. We need our own organizations where the CEO, the president must be black. Put it, the CEO or the president must be black. Put it there, put it in the screen. The CEO of the organization or the president must be black. All right? Is that more explicit for you? Everybody put that. Put it. Stop being afraid to tell them we're going to do for ourselves. Make it clear. You can't be in charge. How about that? You cannot lead. No. You can help. You can't be in charge. Straight up. Stop being afraid to tell them your enemy, you're not going to rule me no more. They're doing it. You got to have some guts. No. Period. I am sick and tired of us being treated like slaves. Straight up. Make it clear. We ain't playing no games. We must run our own organizations. My children will not be your slave. No. That's it. No. Then it's not a discussion. You're going to see the real racism when you say we must be in charge. And you stick to it. You're going to see real racism. They're going to be forced to tell you, no, we got to be in charge. Then you can open your eyes and see what's really going on. Then you'll open your eyes and see what's really going on. When they tell you, no, the black man can't be in charge. You're not qualified. You're not this. You're not that. You're not this. No, you a nigga. That's what they really saying. That's what they really saying. And the sooner you realize it, the better you and your children and your grandchildren and your great-grandchildren will better off they will be. Seriously. Stop being afraid to empower yourself. Stop cowing down to others. It ain't wrong for you to be in charge. It's not haram. It's recommended because you know your people the best. It's recommended to you to serve your own people because you know their mindset. You know their condition. You know their habits. You understand their needs. You know their pain. You know their struggle. You should be the one doing it, not somebody else. That's real. That's it. And it's insulting when somebody who don't care about me try to control me. It's an insult. You don't have my best interest. That's why our educational system is the way it is. It's too many people who don't look like us, don't feel like us, don't experience what we experience teaching our children. That's why our police force look the way it is. It's too many people who don't live among us, don't feel what we feel, patrolling our streets. It's a problem. And Islam came to solve that problem. Trust me, I have the opportunity to go and work with others, communities. The doors are wide open, busting open. And I'm turning down a lot of stuff because I realize, dag, look at all these offers I'm getting. I didn't have this before social media. I mean, I had my own stuff. I had offers, but not like this. They're willing to take the voice, put it in their framework, to pay you, sponsor you, do everything, and wipe your voice out at the same time. You heard what I said? They're willing to promote you. They're willing to pay you. They're willing to make sure you're nice, but at the same time, wipe your voice out. Seriously. We need voices of Black empowerment, both as Muslims and non-Muslims. We need to empower our people. Because those non-Muslims, if they're empowered and Muslims are at the front empowering them, they'll become Muslim. Do you realize that? That's da'wah. But if we as Muslims act like the Black issue is no issue, then they're going to feel like we're others too. We have abandoned them too. They're not going to come to Islam. Not with us doing that. And if anyone has a concern, they need to see this stuff. It's real. It's not fake. It's not Imam Amin making up stuff. Nah, this is real reality that we can walk out our doors and we see it all day long. We walk in our communities. Let me tell you what happened to me the other day in Atlantic City. And, and it could be other places. I went to a store, right? I forget where it was. It could have been a store owned by, like a regular store owned by Caucasians, or it could have been an immigrant store in Pakistani or Arab. I forget. I don't remember. But they got a so-called coin shortage, right? In Jersey. I don't know if it's all around the country. In our area, there's a coin shortage, so they say. And the businesses are charging the prices and keeping your change. So something costs $1.75, $1.35. And if you don't have 35 cents, you give them $2. And they keep the whole thing, talking about I don't have change. Right? They be doing that. Sometimes it's a little bit of money, sometimes it's a lot, right? So that happened to me. And they give me no change. I was like, hey, where's my change? I said, oh, we don't got no coins. And I said to myself, I ain't gonna argue about this. And I walked out. I was upset. But I walked out there and I feel like this is petty. There's only a couple, I don't even remember what the change was. But it was like, it is not a big deal. That's what I said to myself. I didn't feel that way. I just didn't feel like going through the whole stuff, right? Then I went with one of our brothers. We went to, this was an Arab store, Christian Arabs, in the neighborhood. And this is what he said to me. So I'm sitting there, we get some stuff, we go in the store. He orders some stuff. And then the guy said, we don't got no change. And he said, okay, well, you narrow it down to the nearest dollar and you take the loss, not me. And the guy was like, look, I don't have change. He said, all right, I didn't say you got to have change. If it was $1.25, I'm not giving you $2. You're going to charge me $1. And you eat the 25 cents. And the guy was going, looking like, you're arguing over this? He said, no, you're arguing over 25 cents, not me. You want to keep my change, but you don't want to give me a reduced price. And he stood there till the guy said, whatever, and gave him $1 back. He said, I don't care because you get mad. You're not. And then when we got outside, he explained to me why he did what he did. He said, because the store is right across from the, after he finished, I wanted to go get signs and protest the store. But it's right across the street from the projects where people are on welfare, right? He said, number one, they're taking the people's money unjustly. And these are all poor people, and they're taking their money. Poor black people, and they're taking their money. He said, number two, they're overcharging them as it is. He said, you see this cake? They charge me $1.50. The whole box only costs $2. He said, they charged me $1.50. And they took it out the box, which is illegal. It is not meant for retail sale. They go to like Sam's Club, buy the box, then open it up and sell it in the community, in the village, which is illegal. That's how they treat black people. And then not only is it illegal, you're overcharging them. Right. And he said, so, and then he's going to be arrogant after he's stealing from our community and then have an attitude when somebody stop him. And I realized that I won't do that again. So now when I go to the store, I'm never letting that happen again. And you shouldn't let it happen. Because those coins, 50 cent here, 2 cent here, 70 cent here, 30 cent here, is adding up if it goes on long enough for millions to millions that they just stole from our community and take it somewhere else and never put back. People have done that in the name of Islam in terms of donations. They come, take over the centers in our communities, build in our communities, take all the money out of our communities and send it to the suburbs or to overseas while we stay in the same condition. And we never become in charge. Never. You can run a part. You can do this. No, I don't want to do this. I want to be the president. I want to be the CEO. I want to make the decisions. I want to control the bank account. I want to control the bank account. I want to be at the head of the board meeting. Or someone who looks like me. Someone who is from where I'm from should be in charge in my own neighborhood. Let me ask you, am I right or wrong? This feeling I have, I'm asking you. There's a bunch of y'all listening. Is this a feeling that is right or wrong? I express my feeling. I express how I see it. Am I right or wrong? According to you, am I right or wrong? You could put right or wrong. And if I'm wrong, explain why. From your side. If I'm wrong for feeling this way, you explain from your side why I'm wrong. And I'm gonna respond to you. And I will invite you for a conversation live about it. If you feel I'm wrong for feeling this way, I'll bring you on live for a discussion about it. If you're black, if you ain't black, then we don't even got no discussion. Because we got to start talking to ourselves. And that doesn't mean we're against nobody. We have to help ourselves because others are not helping us. And if they're doing it, it's not enough. And those who are doing it, may Allah reward you because you're being a good Muslim. When you see people who are oppressed or people who are being taken advantage of or undermined or, treated unfairly and you step in to help, that's a good Muslim. That's what you're supposed to do as a Muslim. You're supposed to say, you know what, this ain't right. And I'm going to do whatever I can do to change it. I don't have to be black to do that. All right, Fahim Lee, I'll see you at the round table. It's on and popping. And here's what I'm saying. This needs to go all around the country. right? So now you want to argue, you want to debate, you want to do those things. Okay, since you want to argue with me, I want to see you go take it to Mr. Charlie. You want to fight me, you want to struggle against me, you want to go against, oh, he's on that black stuff. Okay, if that, go to Mr. Charlie, go to your president, go to your CEO and say, we demand, we've been here for years, decades, generations, we demand leadership. We ain't asking for nothing. We demand leadership. We want to run the finances. We want to run the administration. We want in. See what happens. 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 And then when they show you the reality, come back and owe your community an apology. Be humble enough, not fake humbleness, and come back to your community and say, I'm sorry. I betrayed you for someone who don't care about none of us. I'm going to stop here. I still have more to go, but we got to wake up. So let's start with the creed first. I'm going to go on to more, but we got to we're Ash'ari. We're Ahl Sunnah. That's our creed. But we're not running away from these issues, because just being Ash'ari and creed is not going to stop the oppression. And this is in New Mexico. Look what the brother said. They tried it in New Mexico. They asked for inclusion and help. We were told straight out, we are not here to serve you when we ask for help for our black Muslims and the converts. That's deep. Somebody actually, and don't worry, it's said. It's said, not just to them. I can speak for myself in Atlantic City. It was here. It's still here, right? We had our masjid. The masjid, this was before I was the imam. The masjid, I didn't know it. I wasn't in the administration. Was getting ready to lose the masjid. They didn't have no money to pay bills, to pay for the building. They were going to lose it. In the meanwhile, you had an Egyptian school, weekend school, a Bengali weekend school. No blacks in it, not in none of the schools. In the black masjid, not one of the schools had black people in it. No black children. Saturday, all Egyptian children. Sunday, all Bangladeshi children. The Egyptians had between 30 to 50 kids. The Bengalis almost had 100 kids. The Egyptians were charging the kids, so were the Bengalis, in the masjid, and giving the masjid $150 a month. The Bengalis were giving them $300. They were charging per kid between $40 and $75 a month. They were way over capacity, making thousands of dollars and giving the masjid $150, not coming to Juma. Those kids never come to the masjid except for their school. They don't support the masjid. The parents don't come to the masjid. The leaders of the school don't come to the masjid. But the black masjid is doing that just to pay, just to get a little bit. $450. That's it. And they're building hundreds of thousands of dollars saving over years. When I become the imam, I discovered the financial situation of the masjid in dire straits. Can you hear me? Is the voice clear? Is the voice clear? Okay. So when I became the imam, my first act of business, I raised the rent on them. I called all of them. I called all of them and I raised the rent on them. Double. And I said, listen, I told them the condition of the masjid. I showed them. I said, listen, y'all gonna help or y'all getting out? Just like that. No beating around the bush. Either you help or you get out. They were in there crying. Oh, we're poor. Oh, we're poor. We don't. You're gonna take the Quran school from the children. My children ain't in there. Not even allowed. None of them. Only your children. Well, my children don't even have the school. You do. I said, nah, you gotta help. They went around to some Negroes. Oh, the imam is being oppressive. He's taking the Quran from the children. He ain't taking nothing from nobody. You got to pay up. You charging them. Give some of that money back to the masjid. Or you getting out. I don't care who you tell. So they paid. Listen to this. They paid. Month 1, month 2, month 3, month 4, the Egyptians left. Boom, we out of here. All of a sudden, they got another school in the suburbs. I thought you ain't had no money. How'd you go in the suburbs and get another school? Huh? How did you do that? With no money. But you couldn't help the black people that you used their stuff for years and didn't give them anything. But you could go build a new building or rent a new building and have a school. You found that money. And in the suburbs, your rent or your mortgage going to be at least $1,500 minimum. In the suburbs, Egg Harbor Township. That's not cheap. But you couldn't give the black community $300. But you found $1,500 or more to give to white people. And you're talking about we all brothers. We all Muslim. It's about the Quran. Where's the justice in that? Month 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, Bengalis leave and build a $500,000 masjid. Renovated a place. $500,000. $500,000 they paid to renovate another building, but they couldn't give the blacks $300. I'm not speaking about nowhere else. I'm speaking about Atlantic City. And people's like, oh, you're going to kick them out? And where are we going to get the money from? I said, we're men and women. We'll get the money ourselves. They getting out. We're men and women. We'll get the money ourselves. They are getting out. Period. And guess what? When we got them out and we started working, within 6 months, Everything was paid off. Everything. The building, everything renovated and moved when we did it ourselves. When we was begging them, we wasn't getting nowhere. When we did it, we built ourselves. When we believe in ourselves, we'll do it. When we believe in ourselves, we'll do it. We got to stop being afraid to say, hell no, straight up. No, we ain't doing it. That used to be the calling card for Black Muslims. Do for yourself. Whether they were deviant, misunderstanding Islam and Black, or if they were Sunni and Black, we had a calling card in this nation. Black people, do for yourselves. We used to do that. That was simple. That was like drinking water for us when we embraced Islam, to do for ourselves. Where the heck we get where we at now? I had the slightest idea. How did we get to be so pathetic in our energy for ourselves? Where we get like this? And what kind of example are we setting for our children? Y'all came here. Some of you came to Atlantic City. You got to meet my son. How many of y'all met my son, Aidarus? Y'all got to see him. Do y'all remember the little guy, Aidarus, my son? Do you remember how he was running around the masjid? Did he look like he didn't belong there? Did you see how he was moving around? You saw him walk and help and do stuff. He's not even 2. But he felt this is our place. He moved like that. He can't even talk. But you see the spirit he has from being around us? You saw our children running around, watching their community look powerful. That's the image that we need for our children. That's the image our children need to see. That's what they need to see. And as men and women, we need to provide that for our children, because you know what he walks around? This is our inheritance. So was Mahmoud. They was all running around like this is our joint. Mahmoud was running around. All those kids felt like this is our place. And we got work to do. And this is an object, something that we got to provide all around the country. We got work to do. We got work to do. And if we failed before, let's not fail again. If we failed before, and we have, let's not fail again. I know myself, we've let some children down. We were ignorant. We didn't know no better. We didn't have the confidence. Whatever excuse we got, we failed. Let's not do it again. Let's not do it again. Learn from our mistakes. Learn from our mistakes. And that's what I'm asking you to help me do. That's what I'm asking you to help me do. And if I can die and that's done, I'm happy. I'll be happy. If I die and we did that, mashallah, I would be extremely happy that we left a legacy for our children. So for those who are opposed to what we're doing, that's my discussion. If you're going to talk to me, that's going to be the first discussion. When you're going to change. I don't care what else you say. No other discussion. I don't want to argue about, how you said this word and this word could mean that. That's not my discussion. We can talk about that after you talk about how you're going to empower my people. I don't need you to lecture me while you're oppressing me. I don't want to hear your lecture. I'm not even interested. When you tell me how my people are going to be empowered and how you're going to change their condition and the racism that you perpetrate against them, then we got a discussion. But before that, that's our only discussion. I don't even want to talk about nothing else till you change that. I don't even want to talk about nothing else until you change that. And I want the one who comes is a black leader. When you send him, he must be a leader. She must be a leader. If not, I'm going to send him back. Go tell your boss when you get a leader and you come back as a leader, we'll talk. Straight up. You know something about hierarchy in armies, right? Leadership in armies levels. If you have a 5-star general, for instance, and they're doing negotiations, do you think that 5-star general going to meet with an infantryman and discuss what to do and how to solve problems? Did you hear what I said? You have a 5-star general, a 5-star general. Do you think he's going to meet with an infantry, a foot soldier, about solving problems? That's a question. That's how disrespectful they are. They sent a foot soldier to a 5-star general. What? Last time I checked, we own our stuff. Last time I checked, we run our stuff. That's the last time I checked. And you, a foot soldier, coming to tell us something. That's disrespectful. The fact that they send a foot soldier to talk to you is disrespectful. You can't make no decisions. Why are you talking? You got to go ask for permission. You can't tell nobody nothing. You go sit down. You can't settle nothing. You go sit down. Send someone who can make a decision. You go send someone who can make a decision. Because the discussion with you, you can't even change the situation. You're a victim of the situation. So how are you going to talk? What can you say? I have a conversation with you, and then you got to say, I got to go ask for permission. Then why am I talking to you? Because when you talk to me, I'm going to make the decision. I don't got to go back and ask nobody permission because I'm a leader. You're a foot soldier, and not even a relied upon foot soldier. All right, I'm going to let this go here. I'm going to leave it here. But we got work to do, y'all. Seriously. And the more we speak about it, the more we understand it, we can implement it. We have talented people that can build, that can do things working for somebody else. Working for somebody else's interests. And I'm telling you, we're on a mission. We're on a mission. We're on a mission. And I'm dead serious. Dead serious. We're on a mission. And all we need is some sincere people like we have, and add to them, and let's go get the job done. That's all we need. One of my main intentions for that gathering this past weekend, was to show us what we look like and what we can do. That was one of the main things. This is what we look like. We are real people. And this is what we can accomplish if we stick together. This is what we look like. Here, we are real. Touch, feel, speak, embrace, cooperate. This is what we can do when we do it together. And tell me the feeling when you looked around and you made a successful thing, and everywhere you looked, it was you. How does that feel inside? It was you. You were doing it. You. Not somebody else. You. I know for me, it was the delight of my heart. And guess what? How good we are. When people who were not Black were there, they felt nothing but love. Because that's what kind of people we are. They were outnumbered. Non-African Americans, far outnumbered. But those who weren't felt that they were in a family. Because that's how we are as a people. But we haven't felt that with us. We don't feel that. And that's sad. And that needs to be standard in our communities. That feeling needs to be standard. I'm telling you, I have the ability to do a lot. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless me with connections. Bless me with relationships. I have the ability to do a lot. Inshallah ta'ala, with your help, I could do more. We have the opportunity to change the course of history. We have the opportunity. We got to stick together. We can't let nobody break us up. And we got to support one another. We have to. So I'm going to end this, and I'm pushing. We have this fundraiser going on. We got to make it happen. Just a start. What I'm talking about, it's not going to happen without work. Can't be all talk. We got to actually do something, right? Got to do the work. You see that link? Let's get it done. Got work to do. Help me. I'm begging for your help because I know what we can do. I know the connections we got. I know what we can do. I know the plan, which I can't put all out because everybody not like me. They want to help, but they got, in case we let them down, they still need to get that support. And I understand that because we're known to talk and don't do anything. We're famous for that. And others know we're like that too. That's why they get so nervous with me because they like, he do more than talk. He's moving. He ain't playing games. He's consistent. He's dedicated. He's a threat. That's why they killed Malcolm. That's why they killed Malcolm X. Because Malcolm X, Alhaji Malik Shabazz, was not just talking, he was working too. And he was getting results. He became dangerous. And most of us are scared of becoming dangerous. Because when you become dangerous, hey, that go with the turf too. Get them. So all of us, we know we don't got long with all these realities. So we got to work now. We got to get it ahead of the game before they try to infiltrate us. We got to be way ahead. And we got to be so far ahead that we're independent enough that it's almost impossible to infiltrate us. And I'm going to tell some of you something. Though I welcome you, I do. I welcome you. But trust me, I'm watching you too. I welcome you. And I know you have double loyalties, some of you. You love your black self, but you love master too. I understand that. I'm going to always embrace you and welcome you, but I got my eyes on you. Trust me. Don't think I'm sleeping. Because I love you. I got my eyes on you. Trust me. So you may think you close. I'm watching you. I'm watching you. I'm giving you the opportunity to be a part of something great. But I won't allow you to sell us out to your master. I got my eyes on you. Trust me. Don't think I'm stupid. I'm not. And guess what? Our people are watching you too. We're aware. It's not about us as individuals. It's all of our victory or all of our loss. So please, let's get this done. You'll see the result. You'll see the result. More to come when we help. right? But I also realize that sometimes people need to see a different example. And when they see a different example, it inspires them to do what is best for themselves, right? We got a lot of work to do, but we could do it. We are very, very innovative people. We could do it. All right, Barakallahu bikum. May Allah reward you. What is today? Tuesday? Inshallah, if I am free, I'll see you for post-Asr reflections. Barakallahu fikum. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh.